Hello and welcome to Vin Yin Yoga. Today's practice will focus anatomically on your hips. You'll need a block and a strap nearby. Lay your mat out like you see mine and you'll have no problem following along. Let's begin on your back. And as you lie back, adjust your body so that you feel completely secure and grounded. Lift your chest, tuck your shoulder blades a little closer together. Stretch your legs out or bring the soles of your feet together. With your knees, if your knees are draped out to the side, lift your hips up slightly and then bring them back down to your mat to neutralize your pelvic tilt. Lift your chin about a half an inch. Drape your hands over your belly, take a deep breath in, feel the belly rise. Exhale slowly through your nose. Relax your brow and the space between your eyes. Smooth it out. Notice how your cheeks soften. Your lower jaw get heavy. See about your shoulders. Can you soften them a little bit more? Inhale slowly, belly rises. Exhale slowly, belly falls. Bringing your attention inward, drawing ever more deeply in pratyahara, this peeling back of layers to your core essence. Your body, your mind, your spirit. Three in harmony. The three is feeling out of sync, out of balance. Wrap your intention for class around that imbalance. What might bring that to rights? Feel your intention for practice by placing your hands over your heart, right, topped by left. Feel the warmth of your hands over your heart. And then release your intention. Spread your palms wide, rest your knuckles on the ground. Slowly coming back to awareness. Grasp your thighs if they're apart and press them back together. If your legs are long, slide your feet onto your mat. Walk your feet as wide as the mat so that you feel the edges of your mat underneath your feet. Tilt your knees inward. Lift your hips up and rest your hips down. Just opening the SI joint around the sacrum. The sacrum is an arrowhead-shaped bone at the base of your spine. Spread your knees apart, tilt your knees over to the right, back to center and over to the left. Open your arms to a T, bend your elbows. As your knees drop to the right, pivot right arm so that your right palm is on the ground. Elbow stays down as the fulcrum. And then knees go over to the left palm goes down, right knuckles rest on the ground. Side to side, this is sort of a very mechanical move for shoulder joint. Add pressure, pressing palm and knuckles down with opposite movement. Getting into hips, hip flexors, low back, and even elbows. You may even feel some odd sensation around the medial or inside elbow. And it's just a little bit of a massage for that muscle. Getting rid of a trigger point that lies there. Can contribute to golfer's elbow or tennis elbow if you've ever had that. Probably don't want that again. Last time, over to the left. Up center and release. Walk your feet towards center. Hug your right knee in. Straighten your left leg, single knee Apanasana. This is a balancing pose for your sacrum, SI joint. All the muscles that attach around the low back, getting a nice healthy stretch here. Bring your knee across your body and then pass your knee to the other side. Back and forth. You'll feel your hip lift. Keep your shoulders square on the ground. Come center, straighten your leg, holding on to your thigh. Point your toes. Flex your ankle and point. Flex and point. Keep pointed. Look at your big toe and draw a very big, slow circle. This is ankle mobility work. Reverse the circle. All joints need this. One more time each way. You can notice a stretch up your shins. And now relax your foot. Spread your toes apart from one another. See how that goes for you. And then squeeze your toes like you're trying to pick up a sock off the ground. Spread your toes and curl your toes. It can be humbling to watch this process. As a child, you did have toe mobility that surprised you now as an adult. You can get it back if you practice. And release. Hug your knee in. Bring your knee across your body in a twist. This is called JP twist. Adjust your body on your mat so you feel centered on your mat. Stretch your right arm out to the side. With your left hand on your thigh, you'll get a little bit more out of the twist, but not going too deeply. Using the floor as a guide, raise your arm up by your ear. Reach out to the side. Right arm comes down by your hip. Half snow angel. Getting into the deeper muscles of the shoulder. Use pressure against the floor, and that will activate the upper shoulder, helping to open up the pecs in the front of your shoulder. Once your arm is reaching out to the side, cease motion, gaze up, hug your knee in, half happy baby. Reach up around the outside of your foot or around your knee, lie back. Long, heavy left leg. If you have the bind of your foot, make sure that your body's lowered all the way to the ground. Press your foot into your hand. Bring your knee closer to your armpit. Press and bring in. So it's kind of a seesaw action here. Using the pressure of your foot activates certain muscles, and using the pressure of your hand into your foot as you draw your knee in gets a little bit more into the groin. Release. And switch. Second side. Hug left knee in. Straighten right leg on the ground. Single knee Apanasana, a corrective pose for your low back. Straightening your leg, hooking your hands behind your thigh. Point and flex through your foot. See how this side feels. Keep your toes pointed and now draw a very exaggerated circle one direction. See what happens to your toes and then reverse. How does your circle look? Is it even a circle? Asymmetry in your circle just indicates where you may be tight and or weak in the muscles of your low leg. And release. Hug your knee in. Bring your knee to the right. Open your knee out, in and out, side to side. Your hip may lift. The back happy baby. Slide your hand behind your knee. Flex your ankle, the sole of your foot facing up. A heavy right leg still. Maybe reaching up around the outside of your foot. Press into your foot and then drive your knee towards your armpit. Press and using the muscles of your arm, just deepening to the point where you feel the stretch. Knee comes in, hug knee in, let's take a twist. Adjust your body. Bring your knee over to the side, reach your left arm out to the side. Lift your arm up by your ear. And then using the floor as a guide, arm comes down by your hip. A big half snow angel. Continue breathing. Notice if there's any clunking that you're feeling. That's oftentimes a tight pec. There's a tendon that snaps across the bone, the humeral head. That's very common. Coming up. Hug your knees in. Curl your forehead. Rock to a seat. And as you rock to a seat, cross your ankles, sit tall. If you have any knee pain whatsoever, step your feet wide. Tilt your body forward, no matter how your feet look. Round through your back, chin tucks in. Walk your hands out a little bit more. Tent your fingertips. Breathe into your upper back. Notice how your lungs inflate and the upper back expands. Walk your hands back towards you. Sit tall, roll your shoulders a few times. Take your right hand out to your side. Left arm lifts out to the side and up, bicep by your ear. Bend your right elbow, tilt your body to the right. Inhale, lift and switch. Left hand comes down, right arm up. Bend your left elbow. Notice if your sits bones lift off the ground. Keep them grounded as you move side to side. So gentle side bending here. And switching. Bring your right hand down Side bend, lean forward, reach across your body with the left, then in front, and then switch. So changing the plane that you're working on. Maybe adding a bit of a twist with the torso. As you come to the side bend, lift your heart, look up at the ceiling. One more time each side. Bring your hands down and return, sitting in a wide seat. Legs in a wide V. Adjust your sit bones so that you feel grounded, taking the flesh away. Sit tall. Take your right hand to the inside of your thigh. Use the pressure of your hand to twist your torso to the left. Raise your left arm on a diagonal. Gaze up. Lift your heart. And then switch. Switch again. Bring your hand down a little bit farther. Open your arms up on a diagonal. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Look up. And then switch. Visualize doing this in a wide stance on your feet. One more time, this time maybe down by your ankles. Use the pressure of your right hand to get a little bit more twist out of this. So good. Roll your shoulders up, back, and around. Hug your knees into your chest, reaching for opposite elbows. Tuck your chin, breathing into your upper back. Feel your ribs expand. Exhale, looking forward. Slide your hands behind your knees. Practice lifting left foot, flex your left ankle. Drop left heel, then right foot, flex right ankle. Drop right. Step your feet even wider. Do the same or do both for seated happy baby. And as you sit, maybe taking left foot into hand. Seesaw your knee back and forth towards your armpit, press your foot forward, just like you did on your back. Not forcing the stretch here. Stay with an extended leg. Now take right hand, reach across and switch hands. Left arm goes out, reach backward, take the twist. You'll feel a very lovely stretch down the side of your leg. That is the IT band getting a little attention. Come forward and switch sides. Hook your left hand around left knee. Lift right foot off the ground. Maybe reaching around the outside of right. Press your foot forward. Bring your knee back. It's a sawing action, if you will. Back and forth. Keep your leg extended. Take your left arm across, right arm out, right arm back. Imagine standing like this. And release. Hug your knees in and come to hands and knees. Hands and knees. Cat cow. Tuck your tail, tuck your chin. Exaggerate the stretch of your upper back. Inhale, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Drive the heels of your hands towards your knees. Exhale, tuck your tail, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Come to neutral, press your hips over to the right. Feel the stretch on the outer hips back to your heels as you open up the ankles and shins and then over to left. Easy motion. Coming up to hands and knees, neutral table, spread your fingers wider than you think you can. Good for arthritis if you have it in your family. Tuck your toes, press your hips up, gaze down, walk your dog. As you walk your dog, sashay your hips from side to side. Just a little lateral movement for the spine here. Swivel your head. Press your palms down and forward to engage around the shoulder joint. This is protraction. Hold your dog. Inhale to plank. Lift your heels up, come forward. This is some core work. Exhale, press back to dog. A couple more times. Every time you come forward, a very strong spine Lift your upper back, press your hands into the ground, protract, and then press your hands down and forward as you move to down dog. Lift your tailbone here. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings. One more time, a very slow, easy plank to dog sequence. Look at your right foot. Drop your right knee to the ground. Spin to the left. Side plank. Lift your left hand up. Reach for the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Raise your left leg. Balance here. Pivot your arm over your ear. And then think of a big backstroke. Continue with the backstroke a couple more times. This is shoulder rotation work. Engaging the shoulder. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blade toward the spine as you reach backward. Keep your arm over your ear. Hold. Knee comes in, awakening the psoas. Bring your hand over your shin, slide it down to your ankle. The bind being practiced by grasping the ankle or top of your foot. Wiggle your shoulder blade closer to your spine. Kick into your hand. Extend through your spine. Lift your chest. Gaze over your left shoulder. Release. Look down, back to dog. Walk it out. Sashay your hips side to side. Hold your dog steady and look at your left foot. Drop left knee down. Pivot your body to the right, raising your right arm up. As you lift your arm up, reach for the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Good shoulder alignment. Lift right leg. Balance here. Pivot your right arm over right ear. And again, think of Michael Phelps in an Olympic trial, reaching back so much range of motion. You need to practice range of motion work around your joints so that you do not lose that capability. Shoulder injury can happen, and this is one of the ways you can rehab your shoulder. These easy but strong rotations. We do these a lot in yoga. Pivot your arm over your ear. Bring your knee closer to your belly. Hold here. This is awakening the psoas, very necessary for balance poses. Slide your hand on top of your shin. Reach for your ankle. Kick into your hand and think of upward facing dog heart. Lifted heart. Kick into your hand. Feel the stretch through your quadricep. Gaze over your right shoulder. Release. Back to down dog. Walk out your dog. Step forward. Forward fold. Stay in your forward fold. Cross your right foot behind left. Look and see that your ankles are crossed. Raise your right arm out to the side and up to the sky, pressing your hips slightly to the right. You'll feel the IT band even more. IT band, when it's tight, it's sort of a silent but deadly situation for knees and hips. Knees and hips suffer with the tight IT band. We definitely pay attention to that on the yoga mat. Bring your hand down, cross right ankle on top of left. This time, raise left arm out to the side and up to the sky. Press your hips to the left. Spread your fingers, engage behind your shoulder blade. Notice that little bit helps to open up your chest a bit more. Look down. Now listen. Lift both heels. Bend both knees. See how you feel about coming to standing from this position. You can always uncross ankles, but just try palms together. You're stronger than you think. Slowly come up. Straighten your legs. Pivot to the left and then to face the back of your mat. See how that goes? Facing the back of your mat, inhale, sweep your arms back and up. Palms together, thumbs to heart center, forward fold, exhale with bhakti devotion. Inhale, halfway lift, reach your arms behind you. Look down, walk your hands forward. So slowly, like a cat. Bend your elbows, rest your ribs on top of your elbows, untuck your toes, upward facing dog. Press back to child's or downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, raise your left leg up. Bend your knee, kick your heel into your seat. Open up to the left. Hydrant dog, keep your gaze between your hands. Gaze forward. Elbow and knee come together, cement them together, hold. Inhale, back to hydrant. Gazing between your hands, step left foot forward. Drop your back knee to the ground. Untuck your toes. Bring your left palm on top of left thigh. Press in to your left thigh. Notice the change in the hip flexor on the right. Raise your right arm up, exalt. Bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Tuck your back toes. Pivot a quarter turn to the right. Skandasana, deep squat to the left, deep squat to the right. Walk your hands over to the right, low lunge, second side. Drop the left knee down, untuck your toes. Seal your right hand on top of your thigh. Press up, lift up. Think up dog heart, raise and exalt your left arm up. Bring both hands down to the ground, looking forward, tuck your toes and step to chair pose. Keep your knees bent, arms back. Inhale, raise your arms forward. Adjust your chair so that you can see your toes. Lift your tailbone just a bit. Bring right hand on the inside of right knee. Sweep left arm down, behind you. Reach up. Notice how your torso twists. Use the pressure of your knuckles on the inside of your knee. Reach forward and notice how the torso closes. Let's continue. A couple of big forward strokes. Use your mind-body connection to get the most range out of this as you can. The next time your hand is reaching down, reach behind you. Look behind you, step left foot back. Feel your back foot down. Side angle pose, right elbow on top of thigh. Raise your arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm comes under right armpit. Gaze follows your hand. So axial rotation of the trunk. You can feel the opening from the armpit through the pecs and then through the shoulder blade as you reach through. One more time, reach up. Warrior two. Look and see your toes. Rotate arms opposite directions. Flip your palms, getting into the humerus bone, that the head in which is in the socket. And as you twist, reach, lean forward, lean back, back and forth, getting some motion in through the rest of your body. Hold your warrior two, touch your back thigh, raise your right arm, a side bend here, looking forward. Make sure you feel it here in the side body. Straighten your front leg. A quarter turn pivot brings you into wide-legged side bend. Prasarita. Inhale, open your arms to a T. Right hand down, left arm lifts, side bend. Inhale, open. Bring left hand on the inside of your thigh. Reach right arm up on it, just as high as you can. Good. Come up tall and switch. Remember doing this on your seat. Come up tall. And now inner knee. Open. And switch. Pause. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Come up. Drop down a little bit more, maybe to the inside of your calf muscle. Toes are pointing forward. Slowly going down the leg. Are you noticing the changes as you move? The last time, coming down to the inside of your ankle, raise up. Stand up tall, good for strength in your body, and down. Lift, forward fold, exhale. Coming into a deeper twist. Walk your hands over to the right. Take your left hand on the outside of your right foot. Lift your chest, lift your body. Reach right arm up to the sky, twist. Looking down, walk your hands over to the other side. Take right hand outside of left foot. See about how that goes, and then raise your left arm. Lift your chest. Right arm straight, left arm reaches. So much strength here. Looking down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stay in the forward fold. Let your head go. So good to be upside down. Walk your hands over to the left. Seal your back foot down. Looking forward, step to chair pose. Chair pose. Inhale. Light toes, lift your tailbone, hollow out your belly. Slide your left knuckles to the inside of left knee. Use that as a lever. Notice how you can twist your body a little more easily. And begin. As you reach back, body opens up, reach for the sky and down. A few big, expansive moves. When you do this move, exaggerate. Just think of, again, an Olympic swimmer using every inch of extension to get the max power through the water. One more big roll open, axial rotation through the trunk, reach back. Step your right foot back. Left elbow rests on your thigh. Raise your arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. This is balance. This is strength. Now, think of lifting your chest as you reach up. Not just moving arm, you're moving your entire trunk. You're destabilizing your body for strength around the hip joint. Lift up, lift your arm up, reach, and let your hand guide you up to warrior two. A strong two, flipping. Notice the strength that you're building around the shoulder joint. And then adding some movement here. Come up, stand tall, touch your back thigh, flip your right palm or left palm into peaceful warrior. Straighten your left leg, a quarter turn to the right. Prasarita with the side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. And adding on, you can side bend and then reach across your body forward and switch. So these movements become very, there we go, very fluid. Hips should be moving and pivoting. Use your breath. Gaze is forward, so strong through your feet, so grounded. One more time. Stay in the side bend, coming up, 5-pointed star. Hop your feet together, palms together, thumbs to heart center. Since you're at home, you may want to find a wall to balance against for standing hand to foot pose. As you find your wall or furniture to bolster your balance, once you come to it, stand tall. We're going to practice balancing on your right leg to begin. Palms together, thumbs to heart center, deep breath in. Exhale, hug left knee to chest. Take your right hand across and hold on. Some of you at this point may want to reach down around the outside of your foot and straighten your leg. It's optional. Extend left arm out and then behind you. Lift tall through your spine. Use the furniture or the wall to hold you up here. Bend your knee, hug your knee to your chest, stand tall, and place your foot down. Sweep your arms out, up, palms together, thumbs to heart center. Regrouping both mind, body, and spirit for next side. Balancing on your left leg. Stand tall. Bring your right knee up. See how it goes. You can hold on to your knee to begin, or take left hand outside of knee, maybe outside of your foot. Straighten your leg if you have the bind. Lift your chest. Extend right arm behind you, holding onto a wall, to furniture. Lift and then maybe gaze behind you. Bend your knee. Hug your knee in. Step your foot down. Inhale, sweep arms out to the side. Press your arms back. Open your heart, gaze up. Palms together, thumbs to heart center. And coming down to the floor for our yin practice. This is where we get into connective tissue that may be sticky and not really allowing your joints to function as they were meant to function. So come to kneeling. I have a block in hand. You can come to a chair and sit because we'll be doing some shoulder work. Sitting back on the block in high or low thunderbolt to stretch your quadriceps if you'd like. Take the strap into hand, arms at a wide V. Pull the strap apart. This tension is very important. Raise the strap above your head. Stop where you naturally want to stop, and then lower the strap down. Keep the tension. And here we are for just a few breaths. Up and down. Lift. Put tension on the strap. Press your knuckles a little farther back. You may feel some shaking here. These are the stabilizing muscles around the joint working hard, doing what you're asking to do. Notice if you're getting a little bit more range of motion here. This is so natural because you're using some reflexes to your advantage. The contraction of one set of muscles naturally telling the opposite set to let go. So here we hold. Adjust your spine so you're straight. Think of straightening your elbows. If that doesn't work for shoulders, you can be right here too. This is what we're doing is we're getting into the chest muscles. Chest muscles are naturally tight because of hunching over your work, hunching over the wheel of your car, maybe your hobbies. So here we are. Add a little tension to the strap. Lift your chest as the connective tissue and the soft tissue structure begins to release and lengthen. You may feel that your strap is dropping. If at any time you feel numbness, tingling, or pain, bend your elbows back out of the stretch. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, straighten your elbows. Last 3 breaths. Slowly raise your arms. Keep your spine straight. Pull the strap apart and press your right arm down. This is called flossing your shoulders. Keep the tension on the strap and bring right arm to your ear. Notice how your head and body do not move. This is just shoulders, side to side. If you feel any clunking, tells you that you need this. And then release. Big away. So there we were with shoulders. Now let's get into hips. Dragon to lizard. You can use furniture nearby if you'd like, or a bolster or a block for support. Coming to hands and knees. Step your right foot forward. So first thing to notice is that your foot is not out to the side, but more tucked toward the center of your body. This changes the muscle group that we are targeting. Tuck your back toes. Walk your foot farther backward until you feel the stretch in the right groin and left hip flexor, front of left hip. Untuck left toes and observe if your heel or ankle is flopping out to the side. So fingertips on the ground. Here we are in dragon. Let your head hang. For yin poses, we use breath, time, and gravity. Never forcing. Never forcing. Your hand can be on a block for support. Sweep through your body looking for tension that you don't need in your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders. Teachings of yoga were written 2,000 years ago by a man named Patanjali, a sage. And the sage writes about the 5 kleshas. The 5 kleshas are the 5 reasons we suffer as humans. The fountainhead of those 5 is called avidya. And vidya translates as absolute truth. Avidya translates as not falsehood necessarily, but untruth. So as the first of 5 kleshas for suffering, we learn within this untruth lies 4 elements. The first element is mistaking the impermanent for the permanent. For example, this pose is a wonderful physical reminder of that. You feel a lot of sensation here. It is not permanent, but your nervous system thinks it might be, so you may find yourself breathing more quickly. Take a deep breath in, exhale slowly, bring your hands to the inside of your foot. Walk your foot now out to the side of your mat, tilt your knee out to the side into lizard pose, lizard. So we'll be here for half the time, about a minute, and then we'll move this into a twist. It's optional. Mistaking the impermanent for the permanent. Sometimes this shows up in your life off the mat as focusing on the past. It's impermanent. It already happened, but in our mind, we replay things from the past, and that causes suffering. Taking the optional twist, reach your right arm forward, out to the side, and then back. If you'd like, you can kick your heel to your seat. Take the bind by placing your palm on top of your foot. Bend your elbow, bringing your heel a little closer. Lift your heart, up dog heart. Bend your elbow, gaze over your shoulder, and hold. Up dog heart. Breathe. Are you mistaking the impermanent for the permanent? Is your nervous system doing that? Very common in these poses that release a lot of emotional tension. Release your foot, bring both hands to the inside of your front foot, and then step back. Child's pose, extend through your arms, walk your hands a little closer, and then press your body side to side. Coming to second spot, dragon. Step left foot forward and adjust so it's slightly off center. Tuck your back toes, walk your back leg farther backward. You can use any prop you'd like to keep yourself comfortable in your upper body, letting time, breath, and gravity do the work of opening up the hips, the Swiss bank, if you will, of your emotional memory. The second of fourth elements of untruth in our life, mistaking the impure for the pure. Mistaking the impure for the pure. What Patanjali may mean by this is maybe examining relationships in your life, and what you may esteem as a good thing is actually not healthy for you. Sometimes this shows up in really unhealthy relationships, and maybe you've had that in your past where you can totally understand what that means. You thought it was great, but it turned out to be not allowing you to live according to your created self, or cause some unharmony, disharmony in who you really are because of this relationship. Let your head go, hips thinking slightly forward, never forcing poses of this nature. Anytime we examine these things, such as suffering in our lives, it's not to focus on and dwell on the darkness, but to expose the darkness to the light, to your understanding. Wiggle your foot over and tilt your knee out so that you're resting on the outer edge of your foot for dragon. Element number 3, mistaking pain for pleasure. While you may giggle a little bit because this is not exactly a relaxing pose, this quality often shows up in our excesses off the mat, whether that be with food, sometimes finances, sometimes alcohol, drug dependency, that kind of thing. This overindulging or being attached to the way a certain food, person, or place makes you feel, but then often lets you down. Let's take the twist. It's optional. Reach your left arm out to the side and behind you. You can stay here or kick your heel in, take the bind. Lift your heart, bend your elbow, bringing your heel a little closer. About 10 breaths here. Over your shoulder. Slowly release the foot. Bring your hands to the inside of your front foot and then press back. Child's pose. Observe if you feel a sense of relief as the blood flows back into your hips, rock side to side. And pressing up, 2 hands and knees. Take your block. Coming into an inversion. So your inversion can be done on the block. Some of you may have access to a wall. You can scooch up next to the wall, lie back and take your legs up the wall if you'd like. Getting a bit of a back bend here. So into spinal extension, lie back. Lift your hips up. Place the block underneath your tailbone so that it's supporting your sacrum. Sacrum is located just above the tailbone. You can feel this support. Adjust your shoulders together. This is called supported bridge. And you may feel like staying right here. You can also extend your legs out. And if this does not feel right for low back, slide your feet back together. Another option would be sliding the soles of your feet together for supported butterfly. Closing your eyes. Breathe into your belly. One last element to explore. Patanjali writes, we mistake the non-self as the self. That is a fourth element to untruth in your life, causing suffering. What does Patanjali mean by this? If you identify as something that does not reflect your true spirit, meaning, and we all do this, when you introduce yourself, who do you say you are? Whatever you fill in the blank is your false identification, says Patanjali. Hi, I'm a whatever it is. Patanjali says no, take a deeper look. Take a deeper look. Identifying with your jobs, your hobbies, your habits, desires, likes or dislikes creates a false identity and it alienates you from your true self. Self with a capital S. Calls us to be mindful of this, doing things each day to bring you closer to the higher self, to God, establishing harmony on a universal scale. Diaphragmatic breath. As you inhale, your belly balloons, ribs expand. Exhaling, feel your body melt. Slide your feet towards you if your feet were extended. If your legs are up the wall, feel free to stay there. Your hips off the block, engaging your glutes. Lower your hips. Take the block into your hands and shimmy it up towards your waistband. Bring your knees to your chest. Make sure you feel secure on your block. Hug your knees in, half or full happy baby. Slide your hands behind your knees, flexing your ankles. You can also hold on to the outsides or insides of your feet to get a deeper variation of the pose. Rock your hips side to side. You'll feel the edge of the block just at the iliac crest. There's a lot of connective tissue there. It can feel good to get in there. Straighten your legs, point your toes, bring your thighs closer to you. You can practice plow by staying right here. Some of you may wish to press your palms into the ground or hold onto the block. Pop up off the block, slide your hands into your back pockets, walk your hands a little closer, elbows a little closer. Plow pose. Keep your gaze directly up. Flex your ankles. Gaze just at your knees. Tuck your chin. Most of the weight in your shoulders. Slowly coming out of plow pose. Gently lower your seat onto the block. Bend your knees, knees into your chest. Step right foot, then left foot down. Lift your hips up, slide the block away. Gather your knees to your chest. Circle your knees around one direction and then reverse. So knees apart, knees coming back to center and then reverse. Release left leg long to the left corner of your mat, followed by right. Adjust your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades towards center so that you feel shoulder blades are flat. Lay your palms open in a gesture of receiving and letting go. The cycle of inhale, exhale, a reminder that we never give up and we always let go. Inhale, never give up. Always let go. Exhale. Shavasana. We'll lie here together for a few moments before finalizing feeling in our practice. Slowly come back to awareness. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Wiggle your hands. Step your feet onto your mat. Gather your knees to your chest. Roll your forehead up toward your knees. Roll to your side and pause. Press up to a comfortable seat. And as you take your seat, adjust your hips side to side, take the flesh away, roll your shoulders a few times. Taking time to stretch through the neck, scaling. Sit tall, tilt your head to the right. See how it feels on the left side of your neck. Drop your left shoulder slightly. Take your right hand on top of your head, adding just a bit to the stretch. Lift your chin, making sure you're hitting the lateral neck. Turn your chin towards your armpit. Use the pressure of your hand against your head, and you'll notice that the stretch changes to the trapezius, the muscle, the rope between your neck and your shoulder. Tuck your chin to your chest. Gaze forward and up. Little cat-cow motion for your neck, up and down. Gaze forward, switching sides. Tilt your head to the left. Drop your right shoulder down. Lift your chin slightly, making sure you're right in the lateral side. Add the hand. Just a little pressure. Notice which side feels tight. Tuck your chin toward your armpit. Tuck your chin to your chest, gaze forward and up. A couple of big nods. Bring your palms together, thumbs to heart center, feeling in your practice. What was your intention? Did you honor it today? May the love, light, kindness, and compassion that radiates so abundantly through you shine out through your lifted, enlightened yogi heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. My name is Becky. I want to thank you for coming today. Please make sure to check out my other videos on this channel on YouTube or visit yenyogafitness.com. I sure would love to see you off the mat.